My name's Kat Mansoor. I'm a producer and I have recently produced Cow, which is made by Andrea Arnold. This collaboration started about 8 years ago. I'd never worked with her before. I'd obviously seen her work and was a huge admirer. And My friends at Doc Society, as they are named now, introduced me to her because she was looking for a documentary producer for her film Cow. So, yeah, that was it. I mean, she came in, she told me what it was about, and I was just completely on board. I was also 7 months pregnant. So it was, there was a discussion to be had around, well, you're about to go off and have a baby. But um, it was, yeah, I mean, from Andrew's point of view, she said very clearly, making films is like having babies. You'll be fine. We'll get on with it. And then we began. So we were working on Cow for around 8 years. We began, probably production started 6 years to the day almost, thinking about it. And we completed filming around 2 years ago. And then we were in a fairly lengthy edit for the last couple of years. And obviously a global pandemic as well to help to delay things further. As someone who admires Andrea's work, the way that she came to me with the project, it was a very simple pitch, and it was just I'd like to follow the life of a cow, and I'd like to, people to really know her. Um, so there wasn't huge amounts of talking. I just could kind of see from her incredible, backlist of films that this would be something that would be immersive potentially, and have huge amounts of compassion and passion and complication. And I think that's kind of why I was just like, yeah, I'd be absolutely up for exploring that vision with you and trying to realize it. So it wasn't a kind of very lengthy pitch. She kind of knew what she wanted to do. I knew enough about her and, instantly just thought, yeah, this could be really, really interesting and difficult and a bit messy, maybe, but all of the good things that make films special. I've worked in the documentary field for 20 years, and I had actually just made a film about a bear who became a soldier in World War II. So I kind of felt like strange projects are definitely my USP. Yes, I mean, every film that you make as a producer teaches you stuff, right? And every film that Andrew has made has taught her things, and she's deeply empathetic, and I think I'm deeply empathetic too. So there was a very clear synergy, I think, between her experience and my experience in docs. Obviously, from a documentary point of view, you have a different structure in how you put the production together. There's different, we had to, for instance, have two sets of cows just in case one of them died. So, there was a great amount of risk and protocol that we had to bring to it, which I'm sure she'd never experienced before on her fiction films, although maybe in different ways, basically. So, you know, it was because the film is shot as a documentary, but it's got a very filmic element, and she was very careful with the crew that we brought together, and very careful with the farm that we chose, and very careful of all the elements that we cast the cow, we cast the farm. So there was a very nice kind of interplay between how she would do things ordinarily and how I then helped to glue it all together. We chose the right farm. I mean, this is a fantastic story, really, but we used to drive around the perimeter of the M25 looking for the cows that were, you know, kind of somehow connected to the urban world. And, Andrea has great love and affection for Kent and the Dartford areas. And so we looked for cow fields that were specifically in areas that she felt connected to. And we met so many farmers and we talked to so many people. And we just had to kind of find the right people that would understand what we were trying to do. We're not too scared of it because obviously when you open your farm to a film crew, there are, rightly so, the right checks that need to be made from their point of view. And yeah, we just found this fantastic farm who were, you know, wonderful, collaborative, interested to see what the results might be. The idea of following a cow and really being with that cow is something that they see it every day, but they don't necessarily consider it. So they're very interested in the kind of what the end product might be. Um, so that process took us about 6 months. When we were casting the cow, we spent a lot of time taking photographs, looking at the cows. Andrea was very keen to have a cow with a white head. She thought it would stand out. We filmed several births just to see, how cows do it. I'm a city girl. I actually knew nothing. Andrea is so much more connected to nature, and I was just watching on, just going, wow, I didn't know how this works. So for me, it was a massive eye opener, and I think she was far more connected to the whole process. But she was very clear. She wanted a cow with a white head that would stand out. She wanted a cow that had lots of personality, as they do. And we set about talking to the farmer, shortlisting, thinking about seasonally, thinking about when we start the film, what the season when it would be right. We also thought a lot about Andrea's schedule. So we had a short list of cows, and then the moment came, and we had to choose the one, and we chose Luma, who was cow 1129. Alongside finding the farm, the farmers, the cow, Andrea was really keen to find the right cinematographer that would fit the project. It's not your average project, and we spent many, many, many Saturday afternoons in an Asda cafe right by a urban farm, bringing DOPs to the Asda cafe, having a cup of tea, sending them off to the local farm, and just said, look, shoot the animal, like observe the animal. We had fantastic array of DOPs that came in, some very grand, some, rolling around the farm trying to capture the animal in a really kind of cinematic way. And then we got a tape through from this young Polish female, and her tape was so beautiful and still and respectful of the animal. Her name's Magda Kowalczyk, and she just captured the essence in such an understated but beautiful way. And it was at that point that Andrew was like, yes, we found the person. All of these afternoons in Asda have paid off. So yeah, it was a real process finding the right person that would really, take 100 days in a field pretty much on their own, do that job really, really well. And she was absolutely fantastic. There are so many considerations that I've had and Andrea's had, and we've all had as a team, that have gone into the making of this film. It's never worked with animals, right? That's what they say. I mean, cows are humongous, beautiful, scary animals. I mean, they're big and they are unpredictable, and you are also following various processes within their life. And one of the reasons that we adored Magda so much is because I truly think that she went in and made friends with that cow, and she respected it. And you see moments in the film where there is strong interaction between the cow and Magda, and it's all sorts of emotions raging on screen, in my opinion. I won't tell you too much more about that. You should watch it. But there are so many considerations. There's mud, there's weather, there's death, there's new life, there's all of the unpredictability of nature, and then there's also a lone camera woman for some of the period. So we had to really devise a very strong protocol for her. Andrea had a very clear vision. we set out to kind of really capture that and do it really, really well from a production point of view, but also as safely as we possibly could. Um, so yeah, I mean, there are so many things to consider. Even the idea of following the birth of an animal. Who knows when we had we had crews on 24-hour, I mean 12-hour cycles watching for the birth of babies and things like that. It was freezing at points. It was boiling at points. It was every type of weather forecast, weather reality you can imagine. I mean, it's Britain, so yes. Um, yeah, I mean, there were lots and lots of considerations when putting together something like this. And then we also had this backup pair of cows that we had to film alongside our main cow. So there was logistics and working out which cow's that and which cow's that, and where's the story going here, and which story's stronger. And then eventually, unfortunately, one of the stories, unfortunately, one of the cows died, so it kind of shut that story off. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a completely mad, brilliant production to be part of, but definitely one that's needed a huge amount of thought and care for everybody involved. To have the film at Cannes is kind of the dream. It's what we wanted, and it's what Andrea felt she desperately, it would be fantastic if it gets into Cannes, and she's so kind of clear that she loves that festival. So from my point of view, I've never had a film at Cannes, and she's had several films at Cannes. So I think I'm definitely more of the kind of excited puppy at the moment, going, "Oh, I can't believe it! Oh, this is fantastic." There's a reality that Andrea's work is so special that people are always interested. So I'm very, very lucky to have that talent, you know, pushing and steaming the film ahead even before I can start. It's a real privilege, and it's a really fantastic position for a producer to be in. She's also just completely awesome, and I can't wait to have fun with her after this terrible year that everyone's had and the industry's had, and to kind of, salute everyone that's making it out to Cannes, um, and to, just get the film industry moving again. It's a real honour to be able to do that, and I'm totally excited. I really think that this film will connect to people in many, many different types of ways. Yeah, I mean, it's taught me so much. Actually, the making and studying of life, the Andrea Arnold method of, I don't know, I see her in such a kind of, she brings to the fore so many complex feelings. And I think and I hope that different audiences will have, I mean, I think it's not for everyone. This is, it's 93 minutes with a cow, right? But I think the people that really investigate their feelings whilst watching it will have different thoughts and opinions, but I think it will bring stuff up, and it has in me. So from that point of view, yeah, I think it's gonna, audiences will take stuff away from this without doubt. And I think there'll be lots of different responses to it. I really hope you enjoy the film and you get to see it, and thanks for listening.